Welcome to ICOMadeSimple.com. My name is Silad, and today's guest is Eric Annan, the co-founder and CEO of Kubitx, an ICO project that aims to create a global cryptocurrency exchange focused on serving emerging markets and especially Africa. Eric, welcome to the call.
Thank you so very much, my friend.
Awesome. So can you give us a quick overview of what Kubitx is and what you plan to achieve with this ICO project?
Thank you so much, my great host. Before I answer that question, there's a need to give you a perspective of the reason we decided to come up with this ambitious project. I am an African, a proud African, and Africa is considered to be a continent that we are only consumers. We do not participate in an innovative sector. So clearly, let me give you some story and some history. Internet started, and in Africa, a lot of people saw internet to be not needed. For example, people felt the internet was something that they needed to use. But today, Africa is one of the largest consumers of internet. We never took advantage of the internet. We didn't see the internet to be a business or a commercial. You have people from America, from China, from Europe, taking advantage of internet and creating multi-billion-dollar industry on the internet. Then came the email. Then came the e-commerce, the social media, and then the mobile phone. I must add that today, Africa is the largest consumer of mobile phone. But guess what? Africans do not have major holding when it comes to the mobile phone industry. We have companies that are just here taking money from Africa, and we are happy to consume. And so we are young people that we know that technology is something that you cannot stop it. And so it makes sense to look at technology from a perspective of from the innovators, early adopters, early majority, instead of we always playing the role of the laggards, where we only consume. I think Africa is the only continent that has the larger majority of young population. And Africa continue to be a dumping ground for multinationals. They don't come to Africa because they love Africa. They don't come to Africa because they want to favor us. They come to Africa to take money from Africa because there's so much opportunity here. And we Africans that supposed to take over our market, believe in our continent, believe that we have talent, we are smart, young, talented people who can create solutions for Africans. Because look, let me tell you something. Nobody is committed to Africa apart from Africans. We understand the psychology of our continent. And so Kubitx was born as a result of all this history, all these antecedents that we know, that we have witnessed and continue to happen. That, let me give you another scenario.
Okay.
Note that social media, like for example, Facebook, WhatsApp, internet platform like Google, you know that they don't have access to China. They don't have market in China.
Yeah.
So how do they make their money? They make their money from Africa, because Africa is the only continent that is a free market. Everybody enter without any restriction. Guess what? This company comes to Africa, they make money from Africa, they take it back to their countries, and then their government now have this money, and then they come back to Africa and loan this money to Africans. And then we have to pay. Myself and the children that are to be born are those that are going to pay those loans. So why can't we now begin to use technology to create solutions? Because the future is not about the oil we have in Africa. The future is not about the gold we have in Africa. The future is not about the bauxite, the timber, the cocoa we have in Africa. The future actually lies in technology, AI, blockchain, big data, Internet of Things. These are where the future is moving. And so where is Africa going to play? And we have to answer this question by coming out with Kubitx. So Kubitx is the first, most ambitious Pan-African cryptocurrency exchange that seek, among other things, to help Africans be able to take advantage of the blockchain and cryptocurrencies, be able to trade on exchanges like Kubitx create wealth for Africans, by Africans, owned by Africans. So in summary, Kubitx is the most ambitious first Black African exchange, seeking to close the gap between the West, the Asian, the North America, and the Latin America, so that we don't just become consumers. However, we become part and player on the table of men.
Okay, I see. So it's a project that will make it. So you're in Africa. There is not just consuming products from, let's say, from the blockchain industry, but you are actually making products, creating products, and that is very important. Yes, to sustain a country's economy, to sustain economy, to build projects. So definitely, I see that. Now, can you tell me more details about? I understand now the background of and the motivation behind creating Kubitx, and this is very important. Now, can you give me more details on, more specifically also on the project? Like, what exactly is your plan with the exchange? Like,
Beautiful. Note that the blockchain space is actually a new space. It's actually less than 10 years, and everybody, including the West, the Asians, the Latin America, the North Americans, are all learning how the blockchain space will be. Exactly. And if you realize, last year, especially, there were a lot of hype in the space. Yes. People came up with several projects, but most of them eventually didn't work. So in coming out with Kubitx, we had a plan. And our plan was very simple. You know that a lot of stories have been told about Africa. Africa is described as a continent that there's nothing here. We don't even have houses. We don't even have a place to sleep. Africa is described as a continent that has a lot of conflict. Africa is described as a continent that the people are engaging in things that are not productive. We want to challenge this status quo. We want to change, the narrative. We want to tell the West, the North, the Asia that, hey, Africa that 50 years ago is not the same Africa. There's a new spirit in Africa. There's a new dawn in Africa, that we have young active population who are smart, who are working with Fortune 500 companies like Google, Amazon, Dell, MTN, name them, BP Oil and Co., who are so smart, understand technology, understand how to use technology to solve Africa problem. And therefore, coming out of this project, we knew that we're going to have challenges. What are the challenges? One of the challenges are that we're going to face challenge of raising money from the public.
Yes.
And so the first step we took as founders was that we wanted to start the project from our own pocket, from families and friends, associates who believe in our vision. And we had people who believe this vision is a vision that can transform the entire African continent. And therefore, our first initial approach was not to even go into marketing. We didn't do marketing. We concentrated in ensuring that we have a product. And what is the product? Exchanges must have an MVP. The exchange product must be built. And therefore, we spent our own money, built the exchange. And I must add that exchange is also almost 95% ready. But as I speak to you, our MVP is ready, that we have built the MVP, and the exchange is going to be the most fastest exchange in the world.
Okay.
The fastest in the world. The first exchange to use Golang language to build the most secured, the most market ready, the most compliant, regulatory compliant. We are the first exchange to compliant with EU laws, with American laws, with African laws. And we have been ambitious because we know that Africans take time to understand things. Africa needs more education to be able to be part of it. So in as much as we didn't want to go to the public to raise money initially with our white paper, we raised money ourselves from our own pocket, built the exchange. Now it's ready for beta test by next week. We'll start the beta test next week. And now, after that, we are now ready to now go to the public to raise funds. So now is the time that we are about to start our marketing. So we concentrate much more on the team formation. 2, product building. 3, ensuring that we get all regulations ready before we now go to public for money.
Okay, I understand. So basically, you started the project from your own money and your friends' money and family money, basically at the beginning, so that there is a project already in the exchange already is almost functionable, 95% functionable before going to the public to do a crowd fund. So basically, it's not just a plan; it's already something that's functioning, and then you started the ICO. I think it's definitely a smart way of doing it. Okay, so right now, like there are many crypto exchanges right now in the world, right? There are many. Now, my question to you is, what are they missing? Right? What are the other crypto exchanges that are right now present in the market not doing correctly? What do they miss?
Thank you so much. In 2017, there was a research that was conducted by Cambridge. Okay. And Cambridge wanted to know what is happening in the blockchain space. And they realized that cryptocurrency exchanges were segmented into continents. Europe was leading with 37%. Asia was second with 27%. America and Canada was third with 18%. Latin America, like Brazil, Colombia, and Co. were fourth with 14%. Africa and Middle East were the last with 4%.
4%.
But guess what? 4%. Guess what? Last year, and even to today, a country in Africa called Nigeria, note that Nigeria is the most populous, the most active, the most smartest African country with young active population. Nigeria is number 6 when it comes to cryptocurrency adoption in the whole world, number 6. Mm-hmm. Yeah. South Africa is number 10. Kenya is number 13 or so. So invariably, there's so much Africans individually are doing on the space. However, we do not have any specific African exchange to catapult the wealth creation agenda that we seek to have. And in coming out with Kubitx, we identify some shortfalls in the market. There are smart exchanges in the market. They are doing very well, I must say. A lot of exchanges are doing very well. But what are some of the challenges that we still foresee? Number one, we still do not have more than 5% of the world population in cryptocurrency space. So it means that adoption is still low. So Kubitx identified that we need to, for us to have mass adoption, we need to have education. People must be educated. Yes. And once you do education, you embark on massive community to community, village to village, house to house, student to student, from universities, from secondary schools, universities, from towns, everywhere. Our strategy is to embark on a mass adoption, educational campaign for people to understand blockchain. What is blockchain? What is the power behind cryptocurrency? What is cryptocurrency here to do? Why shouldn't we be part of it? So once we create education, people get to understand what blockchain and cryptocurrency is. It creates excitement. It creates curiosity. It creates some energy, some new understanding. Then people begin to use it. When they use it, there will be adoption. Therefore, we are using education to solve the lack of adoption globally. So this strong point is education that will ensure that there's mass adoption of cryptocurrency. After that, there's going to be an inclusion. Africa has, 56% of their population not banked. So
how much percent of it?
56% of Africans are not banked.
56.
Yes. So there's a large number of market for financial services, for one financial service or the other. Talking from remittances, financial payment instrument like trade financing, debt servicing. So there's a lot of gap, and we seek to use education to drive knowledge for adoption to have mass adoption. In addition, then we'll have inclusion. So we want to include a lot of Africans in this space because note that blockchain has created a lot of excitement globally. And blockchain has created a lot of people who were ordinary to be part of financial inclusion, to be financially free. So why can't we create this world for our own people in Africa? So these are the problems that we are solving. In addition to that, most exchanges today manipulate the market. So people do, dump, buy and dump. So there are a lot of, fishing, there are a lot of manipulation going on. So we decided that we are not going to be part of that game. We want to come in with a difference. What's the difference? So in our exchange, the first cryptocurrency exchange to build, to have what they call anti-market manipulating tool using machine learning. So in our exchange, you are not going to be part of, have an exchange where people will just manipulate the market. We are going to be very, very compliant with that. So the exchange will be compliant. There's not going to be any manipulation of the market. So everything that you see happening on the exchange is so genuine. So people can be able to secure their money. People will be able to save their money, so that your value will not go down as it's happening in other cryptocurrency exchange. In addition, again, we seek also to be compliant ready, and therefore we are already thinking of building what for tax. So wherever we operate, users of the exchange can be able to have their own tax assessment, then to be able to pay taxes to their government anywhere they are. So these are the difference we are coming in the market, which nobody in the market as we to you today is having. Lastly, the space is full of money. Everybody wants to make money. Our project seeks to empower humanity. We believe that when you solve problems, money becomes a byproduct. So our ambition, our motivation is not to enter the space and become billionaires overnight. Our ambition is to solve real problems, such as market manipulation that is ongoing in most exchanges today, such that people are unable to even know their tax burden, such that people do not even have knowledge of the cryptocurrency. We are going to solve these things. In addition to that, add it with customer support, efficient customer support. And to say customer support, we have the first ever exchange to have what we call channel ambassadors. Now, the channel ambassadors are dotted across the globe. So we are going to have about 40 channel ambassadors in different continents. And these channel ambassadors will now be our trade partners. Then they will now recruit people to do meetups, move to households and communities to do education. So this is our strategy, and this is our ambitious plan that nobody in the market today have. So this is a project that seeks to bring difference in the community of cryptocurrency.
Okay, very interesting, very interesting. So basically what's happening right now is, as you said, that in Africa, over 1 year, like from 2017 to 2018, a massive market demand happened where, if I understood right, Nigeria is at number 6 in
globally
at cryptocurrency adoption, if I understood, or cryptocurrency.
It's cryptocurrency adoption, yes, especially the Bitcoin, yes.
Yes, so I remember seeing that chart, and I was like, wow, that is amazing. So what's happening right now is that this massive volume of people wants to get into the crypto space, especially in Africa, right, where a large population of large percent of the population is not banked. So definitely going into cryptocurrency would be a really good alternative, right? So and then you start Kubitx, right? So you can serve the African population with this product, with having a local cryptocurrency exchange. I mean, local, not just local, but having also
it's a global exchange.
It's a global
major emerging market, especially the African market.
Yeah,
this is our market, and this is a large market. We understand the dynamics. A lot of multinationals are trying to enter our market. They are not coming to Africa because they love Africans. They are coming here because they know that Africans are not going to be part of the chain. We are only going to be consumers. But we are going to change the narrative. that we have our market. We cannot just enter Asian markets because Asians will not open their doors for you. Especially China will not open their doors for you. So why should Africa be a free fall for everybody? Why should everybody come to Africa? Because people think that Africans are not smart. We are smart people. We are the first civilized globally. Civilization started from Africa. Technology started from Africa. And so we, this time around, want to use blockchain to change the narrative. And therefore, our people will consume Africa by Africans, create wealth in Africa, so we can use the wealth we created to solve problems in Africa, so that we'll stop taking loans from China.
Yeah. Okay. It's a smart and big way of thinking. Yes. Okay. So let's see. I have a couple of questions here written down and that I want to ask you. So, if you have already competitors in this niche, is there somebody also focusing? What about your competitors? Like we touched on that, but I would like to get more feedback.
Oh yes, the market is a free market. Remember that, like in as much as we are trying to create own Africa agenda, Pan-African agenda, we cannot also say we are an island, because Kubitx will be used by everybody globally. So there are competitors. There are already people in the market. I don't want to mention names. There are about 5 different companies that are multinationals from China, from Europe, from America. They are in Africa, making a lot of tons of dollars of money from Africa, and then taking this money back to their country. We are not saying they shouldn't be here, but what we are saying is that if you have opportunity to create an exchange that has understanding of the African dynamics, the psychology of Africa, the market of Africa, and the agenda is to ensure that Africans benefit from this technology fully, not just consumers, then the competition do not really matter. They can also be part of the market, but we are going to take over our market, be able to ensure that our people understand that this is not just a fanfare where you just patronize anybody who comes. It's your money that they are taking away. Let's begin to do policy of assimilation. Let's begin to do policy of assimilation where we buy Africa, own Africa, use the money in Africa, and solve Africa problem. So Africa will become like with the West or the Asian countries. It's not enough for always going to bear money from people. We have technology, and technology has created. Remember that today, as you speak, only 3 companies in America, their total net wealth is bigger than the whole Africa GDP. Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft together, their net value is bigger than the entire GDP of Africa. Africa GDP is about $2.5 trillion. Okay? Now, Amazon and Apple are $2 trillion companies. If you add Amazon, which is about $800 billion, you think that they are bigger than Africa. And these companies are all tech companies. They started about 20 years ago. Just 20 years ago. So it's time for Africa to have a rethink that it's not enough to have raw material like gold, like copper, diamond, oil, cocoa, timber, where everybody comes here, take the raw material, go back, process it, and they bring it back for us to buy the raw material. We can equally use technology to solve our problem, use technology to create wealth in Africa. And that is what we are determined to do, because the blockchain is a free space. It's a decentralized platform. You don't have any third party. I must add that the first ever technology to have equity, no discrimination, is the blockchain. And therefore, there's no reason for Africa to be consumers. There's no reason for us not to be a pioneer. There's no reason for us not to be in front of this, so that we can all be part of the discussion when the League of Men are called. That is our agenda.
I see. Okay, awesome. So, how will you get traders to the platform? What's your plan to get basically traders, customers to your platform? What's your strategy on that?
Okay. I will not dish out all my
remember that a general do not take all his strategies. However,
Okay.
on the flip side, what I'll say is that we actually, as I speak, we have a community of over 5,000 people on our Telegram platform.
Okay. So you already have a base community on Telegram. Good.
Exactly. And that every other marketing strategy that all the successful, exchange projects have used to get customers, they are going to use it. And note that all the existing exchange today you see in the world, none of them have the performance capacity like Kubitx has. None of them is compliant like Kubitx is trying to be. None of them has built a robust, a hybrid cryptocurrency exchange. Now, let me just add this. We are not only building an exchange. Kubitx is going to be the first exchange to be doing multiple fiat to crypto transaction on the exchange.
Okay, so not
Kubitx
just
is going to be the
Bitcoin
first
to Ether, right? Not just cryptocurrency.
We have multiple fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat. And Kubitx is the first cryptocurrency exchange to be a hybrid. And what do I mean by hybrid? Hybrid in the sense that Kubitx exchange already is going with serious partnership with mainstreams. So we have partnership with mainstreams. And therefore, you know that you cannot change something drastic. For you to have a change, you must use the existing with the new one before people get to understand. So we are not just saying existing banks should go away so that crypto will take over. No, we believe that we can work hand in hand with the existing banks for people to get to understand using education through our channel ambassadors who are scattered around the world to educate people to create mass adoption for us to have massive financial inclusion. And this is the difference we are bringing to the market. And therefore, we believe because of this super smart services that we are going to have, that no exchange will have, automatically, people want services, people want easy services, people want solution, people want where they will have value. We believe that it will have automatic, organic growth on our exchange, where also our exchange fee is going to be so low. In fact, in the market, our is going to be the lowest.
Okay, so the exchange fee, you plan to have a small exchange fee so that it's very attractive for traders, right? That's one of the key benefits also.
It's not just a small exchange, it's an exchange that is built to perform like any other exchange. The exchange is built for global market, but our first entry, market to capture is Africa.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense.
But everybody's at liberty to use our exchange. If you want good services, if you want where they will not be dumping, if you want an exchange where they will not manipulate the market, Kubitx is your choice.
Okay. So while we are discussing the details of the exchange, can we switch to the screen share option so we can take a look also at the roadmap and a couple of other details?
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so now you see the website, right? This is Kubitx.io. Okay. Yes. So let's take a look at the roadmap. What's the roadmap at the moment? I mean, where are you now? At what stage and what's coming?
Okay. So at this stage where we are now, we are about to do our public sale, our public round of token generation event, TGE. We did a very private seed round of token generation event where we solicited for funds from few seed investors. That ended last month in August. So we are planning now to go do public sale, most likely in October. The reason why we have not done the public is that we want to have our exchange ready. So users will begin to register waiting for the exchange. So people can register on the exchange, wait for the exchange to go fully live. So we want to have our public sale whilst the exchange engine is fully ready. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we'll likely will start our public generation where people, our better stage will have been ready. Where we have done the testing, alpha test, for us to understand that the exchange is ready. So whilst people are buying the tokens, they can register on the exchange in anticipating for the full life of the exchange. So that is our roadmap.
Okay, so basically, you've completed now the pre-sale, the private sale, the seed sale, right?
Yeah,
the seed, and now you are about to start the public sale, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. So let's talk about the MVP. Like that's an important thing, because ICO contributors are always looking at this. They want to know, hey, does this ICO have a minimal viable product? Because that's important, right? We don't want to just be an idea. No, there has to be something actionable, something concrete. So what can you tell about your MVP?
Thank you so much. As I speak to you today, the MVP is ready. Only yesterday, that was 25th of September. That was yesterday. We did a test of deposit and withdrawals of all the pairing that we are going to have. And the MVP will have about seven coins to do the test. So the MVP is ready as I speak to you today.
Okay.
By Monday, we'll start our beta test. So in our community, people in our Telegram community can be selected to be part of the beta test. So our MVP is ready. Number one, our beta test is likely to be next week, where selected individuals on the community will be part of the beta test. So we are not just selling idea. We are not just selling white paper. We are not just selling a roadmap. We are already having a product that's the minimum value product that is built to be one of the most compliant cryptocurrency exchange. And the entire exchange is likely to go live. Very testing. Note that this is technology. Technicalities, with IT, you don't just do things anyhow. You must ensure that you are fully ready. There's no bug. So the test, of course, a better test would inform us when do we go live. But we are going live before December.
Okay, so that's the plan. Before, if I understood correctly, before December, right? You will be live, and now it's in the beta testing phase. And while you're in the MVP, you're gonna have 7 cryptocurrencies, right? Pairs on the exchange. Okay.
Yes.
So that's I think that's a very strong MVP, so to speak. It's gonna be a functioning exchange, basically, correct?
You love to see the most friendly, so interactive user interface, an exchange that you love to have. It's an exchange that you don't want to miss and you want to be part of it. And I know everybody else is ready to use Kubitx Exchange, because we remember that the people are our main focus, motivation. So everything Kubitx is doing is about the people. So we have solicited ideas, views from the community, and trying to get the most interactive cryptocurrency exchange for the world.
Awesome. Okay, that's a really awesome project. So, how is your business model gonna work? Basically, once you construct the exchange, it's already almost constructed. Once you launch it and it works, like how? Because this is very important to all of the videos and interviews that I do. I want to interview only real businesses, make that when they are finished, they have a business, that they work as a business, that they sustain themselves as a business, because that's the way it's gonna last for a long time, right? So how is the business model gonna work? How will Kubitx make profit and make money for itself, to sustain itself, to sustain all the employees and all the team members? What's
beautiful question? Beautiful question.
Thank you.
Kubitx is, I told you from the earlier stage that it's an ambitious project that has already anticipated the future of this space. And therefore, our business model is very simple. We are not only going to rely on cryptocurrency exchange fees. You make money from fees. Our business model is divided into several platforms. Number one, we are going to have direct crypto to crypto exchange.
Okay.
Two, we are going to have crypto to fiat multiple one interactions. Number three, we will also have value-added services, such as remittances. We'll do remittances using the blockchain.
Wow. Okay.
We will do trade financing using the blockchain. We will do social banking using the blockchain. We will have Kubitx token. Remember that we also have a token.
Okay.
And the token of the exchange is our native utility token. And this token not only going to be used as a fee-paying token. The token is going to be used to pay bills like your TV bill, your electricity bill. You can use the token in shops. As I speak to you today, we have almost completed our card. We will have our own card.
Your card, it's like a bank card.
That's a bank card, ATM card, where you can load about 7 different cryptocurrencies, including KBS token, where you can use it in shops across Africa and elsewhere. That is our plan. So if you look at our business model, that's why we say we are building the first hybrid cryptocurrency exchange. Hybrid means that we will have other value-added services on the exchange. So all these things will generate our fees to be able to do among other things. What are the other things? If we look at our roadmap, we will have our own blockchain in the near future. Now, what are we going to do? We are going to create a blockchain that will ensure that we have identity management for students across Africa, so that we will be able to track students, so that we will reduce crime, especially in South Africa today. We have a lot of kidnapping going on, students being kidnapped. So we will have a blockchain to solve these problems, to have identity management system for students from nursery up to the university. We'll have a blockchain service or solution for our farmers. Not that farming is one of the major career in Africa. We must modernize agriculture, being it animal farming or seed farming or crop farming. We must use the blockchain to have real-time monitoring. Again, our exchange will be able to do commodity trading. So our plan is that we'll be able to connect Africa together so that we'll have our own commodity like cocoa. So we will not allow the West to determine the value or the price of cocoa. It will be on the exchange. So we'll determine our own price. It is our own cocoa. They come here, they buy the cocoa cheap, and they take it there, they refine it and bring it back, and they will buy the Milo at expensive, chocolate at expensive. No, we want to change this mentality. We want to change this cycle where the West always determine what Africa should have from our own resources. This should change. So the exchange will be able to do commodity trading. So these are the model, but we will start first of all with the cryptocurrency, then we'll phase it out in phases.
Okay, so sorry. Let's talk about the token, because you have an interesting, very interesting token. Can you tell me more about it? Like, I understood it's an ERC20 token, that's on the technical side, but what's its utility? I know it has a special utility.
Yes, our token, the token, obviously, we have a token called KBS token.
Yes.
Yes. So KBS token is going to be our native token on the exchange that people can use to pay fees, pay bills, remittances, and other things. Kubitx is creating half a billion token. That's 500 million token.
Okay, so 500. I see there.
500 million token on the Ethereum blockchain. That's ERC20.
Okay.
As I speak, our smart contract audit is ready. We have done security audit. Everything is done. So you can go and check our token. You will see everything on the smart contract. So everything that we've done at Kubitx has been done deliberately because we have always known that for us to have the market, we must be compliant ready, we must be regulatory ready, and we must be able to subject ourselves for straight auditing. So everything is on the smart contract. You can check it there. And then if you check, this is the token breakdown.
Okay.
Our hard cap is 25,000 Ethereum. That's our hard cap.
Okay.
Yes. So if you check, everything is there. So we have not announced our public sale yet. Public sale to be communicated. So as I said, the exchange will be ready before we do the public sale.
So just wanted to ask you something about the token because I think it's very interesting that so if somebody is exchanging with your token, I understood that they will get the reduced fee, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's the utility because it's a utility token, right? It will be okay.
Yes. So if you use our token to trade on our exchange, you pay lesser fee.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. To create, of course, demand for the token, basically, and other services that the token will use. Like, for example, I mentioned that we are going to use the token for remittances. Remittances is so expensive in Africa. Africans in America, Africans in Europe, Africans in Asia, who are sending money to Africa using Western Union pay more fees than people in Europe sending money to America using the same service. We think that it's unfair. We can use a blockchain to reduce the fees to about 95% less.
Wow. Yeah, I know that Western Union is quite an expensive way to transfer.
Precisely. Yeah. So we must give back the value to our people so that people can save more money and do their businesses with the money.
Okay, awesome. So we have covered the business model, the MVP. We have covered the roadmap. Now we covered the token's utility. Let's take a look at the token distribution. Like, how will you distribute the tokens that you have? Yeah.
Okay. So this is on the site. If you can see it, the token distribution is done so consciously done, such that we will be fair to the public. So 2% of the token is going for bounty and airdrop.
Okay.
3% went for advices.
Okay.
16% is going. Going for public sale.
So this is the ICO
20%.
Sale.
Yes. 20% went into Kubitx investment fund.
What is that? The investment fund.
Great. This is a wonderful question. Nobody has ever asked this question, and we deliberately did this. We deliberately did it, and we're expecting people to ask questions. What is Kubitx investment fund? Note that our business model is not only crypto to crypto. So this fund will be used to buy mainstream banks. As I speak to you today, matter of fact, there's a bank that we are about to, we are negotiating to buy in one of the African countries. So that we will have the first crypto bank in Africa. So this fund will go into such venture. Kubitx will have educational hub or incubator hub where we will train talent to come out with blockchain solution for Africa. This fund will go into those projects.
So basically, you're buying a bank, if I understand it correctly.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yes.
So that's the use of this investment.
20% of this fund will go into our other investments that we want to do to remain relevant, to remain buoyant, to remain liquid, to remain competitive, to remain very, very attractive in the market, to grow beyond just crypto.
Okay, so with this 20% of tokens, right?
Yes.
This is what you're gonna use for. This is gonna be like the budget for such projects, like actually buying a bank or these kind of
Exactly.
expansion projects. Okay.
Exactly.
Founders.
Then 23% went to founders and core team.
Okay.
Then 36% is going for pre-public. That we did for pre-public.
Okay, so before you launched the ICO, you had the pre-public sale, right? And then
Yes.
and that's where you allocate 36%. Interesting.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Can you tell me, like, why is it so that in the public sale there is less than in the pre-public round? Because usually I've seen it's the other way around.
Yes. There was also it's also deliberately done. The reason why we did that was to ensure that we're able to get this thing, because the vesting period for the pre-public is longer.
Okay.
So those who bought it at the pre-public will have vesting period up to 24 months.
Okay.
So that we're able to, not have a lot of dump.
I understand.
I don't know. You get it?
Yeah, I understand. If you have a vesting period, it means that if you have a 24-month vesting period, that means for the people who have contributed in the pre-public round, that they cannot sell it for 2 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, they cannot just dump on just dump it once you go. You know what has been happening is that once ICO ends, those who bought it from the private and the public and the pre-public, private and seed, they just sell it, and then those who bought it from the ICO time lose their money. We have done research, we have observed the market, and want to prevent all these things, and therefore taking steps to ensuring that everybody is safeguarded.
I see. Okay, I understand now. I understand the reasoning behind that. Okay, perfect. So let's look at the funds distribution.
Exactly. So the fund distribution is also there on the website. So 5% is going for partnerships.
Okay.
So as I speak to you, we have some major partnership that we have entered. We have partnership with NEM Foundation. We have a partnership with other major financial institutions that I may not mention now. The announcement to be made very, very soon. So
okay.
5% is going to partnerships, 7.5% into legal. You know, you have to be legally compliant.
Yes.
And you need legal services. So 7.5% of the funds raised will go into legal. 12.5% will go into operations.
Okay, 12.5. Okay.
Yes. 15% will go into technology. What do I mean by technology? R&D, research, and other things that we'll do to still remain relevant. So technology, that's 15%. 50% also going to promotions and marketing.
Okay.
Another 15% going into reserve. You need to have some reserve against any unforeseen risk. Then 30% for liquidity. Exchange, you must be very liquid to be able to meet buy order, sell order within shortest possible time. So 30% of funds raised will go for liquidity.
Yes, that's as an exchange, that is very important that you have enough liquidity, because you need money to be able to make the transactions. It's very simple.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So let's look again a bit at the ICO numbers. If you have what is the price of the token? How can people, like, for how much can we buy it, right?
Okay. So the token at the public, the ICO price is 0.056 cents.
Okay, 0.05.
Yes, 0.056 cent per KBS token.
Okay.
And then we are doing 10% bonus.
Okay, so 10% bonus in which phase?
The public sale and public round that we are going. The private was 20%.
Okay, so the private was 20%. Okay, good. So let's see, we have the total supply, which is 500 million. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of limits, like how much is the minimum amount that can be purchased?
Yes, you can buy 0.25 Ether. That's the minimum you can buy. 0.25 Ether.
Yeah, that's the minimum. Okay.
Yes.
No.
The maximum, of course, there's no cap.
Okay, on the maximum, there's no cap. Good.
Yeah.
So let's see. Do you require any kind of KYC at this point for the?
Absolutely. KYC is done, in fact, from seed, public, pre-public, and public. KYC is a requirement. As a matter of fact, as I told you, we are going to be the most compliant cryptocurrency exchange. And therefore, KYC is a very key component of being regulatory compliant. So KYC is a requirement. Those who do public sale, who want to be part of public sale, you need to do whitelist. You need to be whitelisted.
Yes.
To qualify to be part of the public sale. So if you want to be part of Kubitx public token generation event, please go to the website and then do whitelisted. You have to be whitelisted. Whitelisted means that you are KYC passed before you can qualify to buy our token.
Okay, so there's the KYC procedure that everybody who wants to contribute to the project needs to go through.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
And the procedure for the KYC, everything is detailed at the website. If you go, there's procedure to follow. Within 5 minutes, your KYC is done.
Okay. So you have the soft cap, right, and then you have the hard cap. In case you don't reach the hard cap, what happens with the tokens? Do you burn them, or what do you do with them?
Yeah, so all unsold tokens will be banned.
Okay, so the unsold token will be burned?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So let's see another very important component of any ICO project, which is the team. Can you present the team, the background of the team members, of the key team members, and of course also your background is very important.
Okay.
So we know.
So the team is absolutely a very important component of our project. One of our strengths is our team.
Okay.
Myself, I'm the founder of this project. I'm double as co-founder of the project, and then as the CEO of the project. Myself, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a blockchain educator, enthusiast. I love blockchain, and then also I actually before Kubitx, I actually had a company called Digital Cody. Digital Cody was a very small OTC where people buy and sell different cryptocurrency in Nigeria and in Ghana. And okay. I worked about almost 4 years with Huawei Technologies as a key technical account holder, managing 3 different telecom companies in Ghana between 2011, and I resigned somewhere in 2015. So that has been my background. I was trained as a banking and finance investment person, but unfortunately I didn't work in any bank. After Huawei, I decided to go into my private businesses to become an entrepreneur where I can impact lives, because I believe that to impact life, you just have to do something that is extraordinary, something that is normal, abnormal things. That's the only way you can actually add value to people's life. Yes. So my life has always been taking a major step even when I don't even understand the future, or I don't know how it's going to end, I've always taken major bold decisions. And today, thank God, we have this project that I'm part of as a vision career. And thankfully, we have wonderful people in the team. We have Ping Yu as one of the team members. He's a Chinese, but he loves Africa, and he decided to be part of this team to support us reach our vision. And if you go down, we have Alex. Alex is from Angola. He went with BP Oil. BP Oil is one of the major oil companies in the world. His background is very powerful. Julie is from Kenya. Julie is our CFO. She worked with Procter & Gamble for about 5 years, and today she's fully with Kubitx. Our COO is called Victor. Victor is an astute IT professional, PMP certified professional. He has worked with Cisco, Dell, until recently he was senior consultant to Dell in Canada. He just resigned to be fully committed to Kubitx. He's a co-founder. Alex too is a co-founder. And then we have Victor. Victor went with PwC. Also for about 8 years, he's a tax technology consultant to PwC. And then if you go down, we have Bynord, we have Thomas, we have, in fact, the team comprises of Fortune 500 companies, guys. These guys have worked with companies like Amazon, Dell, Google, MTN, BP Oil, Huawei. That is top class companies in the world. And these guys have succeeded, excel in their respective fields. Together, we have come together as smart African guys wanting to add value. If we can manage and handle millions of dollars for companies that we did not owe, it tells you that we can manage our own project that is going to run into trillions of dollars. We have the capacity, we have done it before, and we are ready to do this thing this time around for our continent and beyond. So this is the team.
That's amazing. That's an amazing team you have there. Okay, you have a lot of talent with a lot of impressive background.
Yes.
Okay, and I see you also have a lot of advisors.
Yes.
Can we touch on the advisors also, if you want to? Like what?
Sure. Quickly, our advisors are wonderful people. Jonathan Giovanni is our legal advisor. He's from Malta. He sits on European Financial Service Board. He's a very powerful gentleman. Dr. Raj also sits on capital market in Canada. Canadian Stock Exchange is our financial advisor. Dominic Thomas is also CEO for Wobbly. Wobbly is another blockchain project that they are one of our major partners. And one of the key advisors we have is Richard Gardner. Note this name very well. Richard Gardner is the CEO for Modulus Global. Modulus is a financial service software provider. They are our technical partners. In fact, they are the ones that are building our exchange. They are building it with our internal team. So they are our technical partners. Modulus has a strong partnership with Kubitx. And Richard Gardner is an authority when it comes to financial service providers. Modulus have built solutions for Microsoft, for Barclays Bank, for JP Morgan, for Bank of America, for Morgan Chase, several Merrill Lynch, and several powerful companies. And this guy says that you guys are serious, and I want to help you succeed. So he is our technical advisor. So Modulus CEO, very powerful company, being a part of us, should just tell you that we are here to make a difference. We are here to add value, real value, not just here to just dump and go. No, we are here for business. Hence, everybody you see on our advisory role have done their checks and they are satisfied that these guys mean business. They are committed to the project. They are here to add value to the blockchain space. So this is our advisory board.
Awesome. Okay, you have an amazing team and an amazing set of a number of advisors. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so I usually ask this question: each ICO is what's your plan on getting listed on a crypto exchange? You are going to create your own exchange, but at the same time, I'm curious if you plan to also like list your token on also other exchanges.
Yeah, sure. We will list on other exchanges, but of course, remember that exchange tokens is already valuable. Once the exchange go live, the token begin to have value. So of course, the first point of list is our exchange, but we'll have other partners that will list the token on their exchanges too. That plan is ongoing. We are in talk with some major exchanges too to list KBS token there.
Okay, so definitely once the exchange is live, the token is gonna be tradable on your own exchange, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then later on also other exchanges. So okay, so I think we have covered a lot here, and I think it's an amazing project that you have. Now, how exactly can somebody purchase your token? What's the procedure? Like, where do we go next? Where to click? And these kinds of technical details that are quite important when you want to make the purchase.
Okay, very simple. To buy the token is so simple. You just go to www.kubitx.io.
So
www.kubitx.io. Once you go there, you see join the whitelist.
Okay.
Once you click on the join the whitelist, it will take you to the platform, the landing page. So this is the landing page.
Okay.
So if you don't have an account, what you do, you go here, you don't to do sign up. So you do sign up. Once you click on sign up, the details that you require of you, you enter your details, and then you click on sign up. An email will be sent to you for verification. You have to verify the email. Once you verify the email, you can now log in and then do your KYC.
Okay. So that you do the KYC, and then you'll be able to purchase the token.
Exactly.
What can you use to make the purchase?
We are only, we use Ethereum because it's built on a smart contract. So the mode of payment is only Ethereum.
Okay, so contributors can purchase the token using Ethereum. Okay.
Ethereum, yeah, contributions in Ethereum.
Okay, awesome. So I think we have covered all the important parts of this awesome project. I want to thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for answering all my questions here, and it was a pleasure to.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. In landing and in concluding, all I will say is that if you are looking for a project that has enormous potential, project that is here to change lives. If you're a social person, you believe in humanity, you believe in adding value to other people's life, this is a project that you must be part of. We are young Africans, committed, determined, and resolute in our mind to change the narrative, to change the storyline to a point where Africa becomes a major player in the blockchain space. We have the numbers, we have the population, we have the market, we have the desire, the zeal, and the knowledge to do this. And we are committed to doing it so that together we can change the world. Join us, believe in this project, contribute to us, support us to change the world. Let us empower other people. Let us increase the financial gap in the whole global world, especially in Africa. Thank you for supporting us, and together we'll walk through this road together. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope to see you soon. And remember always, this is how we end every interview. Remember to always use your money wisely. Okay. So thank you for watching this interview, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.